So we have looked into different operators in Python, that is arithmetic, logical, bitwise comparison operators. Now whenever we want to create a bigger equation or bigger expression having multiple operators in it, it is important to know which operation is going to be performed first and which is going to be performed next. For example, if I say I have a operation something like this, say if I say I want to do 10 plus 2 into 5. Now in this statement, what do we want to do? Do we want to do find to 2 first and then do a 10 plus to it? Or do we want to do 10 plus 2 first and then multiply 5? For example, if I do 10 plus 2, 12 into 5, answer is 60. If I do 5 into 2, 10, then do an addition, answer becomes 20. So the answer completely changes based on which operator is taken first for performing the solving the expression. Fine. So this is very well defined by operator precedence. So in Python, this is the operator precedence that we can see on the screen. The brackets are treated first. That means anything that is inside the bracket is solved first, and only then the operators outside the bracket are considered. And within the brackets, what are the basic operators that we have seen till now? That is the multiply, divide, all those operators. How are they treated? Let us just quickly look at that. So, so after the bracket, then comes a function call. So once you have resolved the brackets, then a function call is taken care. Slicing we have not seen till now, so we'll come back to slicing later. Arrays also we have not covered, so we'll come back to this later. Attribute instance also we'll come back to this later. So these three or four operators we have not seen till now, so it's okay. You can ignore them for now. The exponent after, if I for now remove these operators because we have not covered them, within a bracket, what is taken first is a exponential operation. So if there's an exponent operator present, it is solved first. Only then anything else is taken. Then comes the bitwise not. Then see unary positive and unary negative, that is converting a number to plus or minus, followed by multiply, divide, and modulus, then add, subtract. Please note this is add, subtract as an arithmetic addition subtraction. This is unary addition plus unary plus and unary minus, meaning you are making a number positive or negative. Right? Then comes the shift operator, then the bitwise and then bitwise XOR, then bitwise OR. Then all the comparison operators that we have seen are at the same precedence. Then Boolean negation. So note this is bitwise not and this is Boolean not. Okay, there's some different. Bitwise not is you're negating each bit at binary level. This not is negating the Boolean value to true from true to false, false to true. Then bitwise and bitwise or, and lambda is something we have not seen, so we'll come back to that later. Fine. So this is the operator precedence, how expression gets solved. So let's take an example for this. Now, one of the most basic operations we generally perform is either multiply, divide, add, or something. So let me take this example. Now here we can see we have a plus operator, we have a star operator. There is no bracket. So because there is no bracket, this is not present. None of these are present. So we only have a star operator and we have a plus operator. And we can see that the multiply operation has higher precedence as compared to the plus operator. So that means in this case, the multiply operation is going to perform first. So we'll perform 2 into 5 first. So that becomes 10. That 10 gets added with this 10 and get the answer 20. Okay, that is the, we'll get 20 here. If you don't want 2 into 5 to be performed first, you want 10 plus to be performed first, and then you want to multiply that with 5. That means you have to have something that has precedence higher than multiplication. So if you look at the table here, the value which has a precedence higher than multiplication is your parenthesis or brackets. So what we can do is we can, sorry. So what we can do is we can do same expression, put 10 plus 2 into brackets. So now what happens? You're performing 10 plus 2 first because parentheses have higher precedence. So whatever is inside the bracket that gets solved first. So this is solved first. So this becomes 12. Then you are multiplying with 5. So that becomes the answer is 60. Fine. So if I solve this now, you get 60 as the answer. So you can see the same expression without bracket you get 20, with the brackets in the proper place you get 60. So that it lets you decide which operation are you going to perform first, which operation are you going to perform next. Alright. So that is valid for any of these set of expressions. So maybe let me take one more example just to show. Uh, let's take this shift operation, bitwise shift and the plus operation. That's an example. Right? Let's say we do 10 shift, or let me take a smaller number, 2 shift by 2 times. Let's take left shift. So it increases 2 into 2 power 2 for 4. That becomes 8. And then plus I'm going to do a 1. Now here we have not put a bracket. We have a left shift operator and a plus operator. So if you look at the table, the plus operator has higher precedence compared to the left shift operator. So what is going to be done? You're going to perform this operation first. So it is going to become 2 left shift by 3. Alright. So let's see if that is what you get. So 2 left shift by 3 is 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is 8. 8 into 2 is 16. So you get 16 as the answer. Right? The same thing if you perform with brackets. If I say perform the left shift first and then do a plus 1, the whole thing will change. So now you're doing left shift of 2 first. So 2 into 2 power 2. That becomes 8 plus 1. You get an answer of 9. Right? So you can see I get 9. So here there was no bracket. So the precedence of operators were taken as plus first and then the shift operator. Here we put bracket. So whatever is inside bracket was solved first and then you get the answer of the plus operation. Now you can see that in this priority statement, you have operations at the same level. So into, divide and modulus, all three are having the same precedence. So what happens if we have such same precedence operators in expression? So if I do 5 into 2 divided by 2. Now here I have multiplication, I have division, and in the table multiply, divide both have the same precedence. So when they have the same precedence, what is done is you take up from the left hand side. So whatever comes first from the left hand side, that is solved first. So 5 into 2 is done first because the star operation comes first. So you get 10, then divided by 2, you should get an answer of 5. Right? So let's see if you get an answer of 5. So if the same thing, if I do 5 divided by 2 and then into 2. Fine. So now 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, 2.5 into 2 is 5 again. But because you're doing this is a Python 2 terminal, so 2.5 becomes 2 because they are both integers. 2 into 2 it becomes 4. Right? In a Python 3 you will get 5 itself as the answer. Right? So whenever the precedence levels are same in the expression is solved from left hand side to right hand side. Whichever is encountered first, that is solved first, and it continues from there. Right? So you don't need to memorize this. Just keep the general idea in mind that there is a precedence available, and whenever there is a doubt, you can refer to this table to find out which operator gets solved first and which operator gets solved next. But keep it in mind that precedence matters. The whole answer of an expression will completely change if you get the precedence wrong. Right? So we have seen that examples here. Just by putting a bracket, in this case, see, we have 16 and we have 9. The expression is actually exactly the same. Only thing different was we put a bracket here and we did not put a bracket here. So what do you want to do? You have to be clear. So generally what is done is you put brackets every time. So even if I want to do this, even if I want to actually do this itself, that is 2 plus 1 and then shift it to, get into habit of putting brackets to make it clear. So anybody who looks at this expression now knows very clearly that you're going to perform 2 plus 1 first, take the number 3 and then shift left by 2. So it becomes very clear to anybody who sees this expression as compared to seeing this. Seeing this is ambiguous. We are not sure what you actually mean. Do you want to do 2 plus 1 first, or do you want to do shift operation and then do a plus 1? But if you see this expression, you are very clear that it has to be 2 plus 1 first and then the shift operation. So get into the habit of using brackets extensively whenever it is required. It will make your expressions much more clear and easy to understand to you as well as to anybody else who is looking at your code. And that's about operator precedence. Thank you.